Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. A little bit of hot butcher and hot butchering. Hot butcher for the world, son. Come on, get this right. Hot butcher and Tampa Bay Brewing Company. A little bit of Clab hopeful goodness on this piece. Gulf Coastal. Yeah, this be a mosaic anchovy. Anchovy hopped. Okay. Anchovy hops, I should say. An Amarillo hop double IPA, 8% alcohol by volume. On the back here, they have juicy melon, zesty orange, and ripe raspberry. We have a can on date of 9/24. It is, what do we got today? Today is 10/4. 10/4, good buddy. Oh, it's kind of sad saying that, but let me explain. For those who are old, there was a movie called Convoy. With Chris Christopherson. That's why it's sad. He just died. It was, and he drove a truck, a convoy. And this call handle was rubber duck. And they would say 10-4, good buddy, and it just reminded me of that. There you go. Tangents. Jetsa, we're there. We're here for it. Like I said, their art is always pretty top notch, and I'm thinking that they're doing the collabs. I like when the Hot Butcher does the collabs. And Tampa Bay Brewing Company, I've had some of their beers, viewers something over the years, but not a ton. So it'll be interesting to see where this lands. So yeah, I dig on it. As far as a double IPA hazy, a little bit darker than what you'd expect. Is it oxidation? I mean, it probably looks more like this to me. If I'm gauging off my camera, if I go like that, it just looks like white out haze. A little darker than what you expect, but it's Clab, so we'll see where it goes. Maybe the grist is a little different, something like that. And just as far as the beer goes, I mean, it looks the part of a nice, rich, turbid, hazy, pinky finger, just south of khaki-colored head. There's a soft carbonation. You're probably not even going to get it on camera. And just that orange core, a little bit darker than usual, with a little bit of lighter edge to it. Looks the part of a big old hazy. Let's see if you can get a nose. Okay. That smells good. Spicy. It smells spicy. It smells nice. I mean this in a positive way. It smells malty. You know, Hot Butcher usually used to them having a very kind of dropped out malt base to it. I mean, it's typically what they do. Maybe there's a little actual clap going on here. Maybe there's a different kind of malt base in here. I think if they call it out on here, if they're doing something like that, maybe not. But a little bit of malt there, more than you typically get from a Hot Butcher. 8% beer, and just this rich, ripened, fruity with spiciness. Almost like, it's not a rye malt, but it kind of gives me a little bit of rye malt kind of vibes to it. I dig this nose. I really do. Yeah, big, boisterous. Definitely smells the part of a double IPA. Let's dive in. Cheers, y'all. Yeah. A little bit of green bean mugging. There's this spiciness to this beer I can't put my finger on. This might be an anchovy hop. Again, I'm kind of, wink wink joking about this anchovy. I don't think I've ever had an anchovy hop before. There's something ranky-dank spicy about this beer, and being that, Amarillo cans show that. Mosaic, old school Mosaic can have a little bit if you really push it, but man, it is up front, and I'm here for it. First things first, beautiful full mouthfeel. Silky full mouthfeel. Not super turbid, definitely drinkable. On the sweetness scale, this is definitely a little bit less than what you typically expect at 8% sweetness for a Hot Butcher beer. But since it does have that spiciness to it, I really do dig on it. I do like my beers to skew a little bit less sweet. I don't mind them getting a little bit sweeter once we get higher up in the ABV scale with the hazies. But I dig that. I like that kind of less sweet and kind of spicy combination. Fruit side of things, you're getting the regular players here, and a ripened orange, probably something a little richer than that. Maybe like not blood orange, but something just a little bit less citrusy zestiness, a little bit more just sweet without being cloying, kind of sweet, kind of orange. Stone fruit for sure, ripened, kind of peachy, skinny kind of vibes to it. Maybe you can go in the tropical fruit side of things. You go with something, again, not super sweet, but I keep wanting to use the word savory, and I don't mean it. Just this kind of adulty sweet when it comes to the fruit side of things. But the really cool trick it's pulling off for me is this spicy component. Again, it's like akin to like a rye kind of spiciness, but it's not rye. You know it's coming from the hops. You know it's not coming from the malts. Even though there is malt here, like I said, there's a malt base too. So there's a malt base that is somewhere above a brewer's sugar, kind of bleached out, kind of crazy, let's drop out every ounce of malt we possibly can kind of vibe. So maybe that is a collab thing. I don't know. You know, typically these collabs are two breweries talk about doing a collab, and the brewery that brews it is the one that makes it, and maybe they kind of work on an Excel sheet real quick, or be like, let's do this, this, and this, and that's the extent of it. And then the, you know, shift brewers make the beer, and they go out to lunch and take pictures. But every now and then they have their fingers in the cookie jar and they start doing things, and it tastes like a collab. And by that I mean maybe just make it a little bit more sense. I've had my fair share of Hop Butcher beers. You know, they've been sending me beers for, I want to say, 7 years now. What? Is that a thing? Holy shit. And I've had a ton. And this is a flavor profile on the malt and hop side of things I haven't had from them. Is it because of a variance in how they brew things, or they're using the anchovy malt? I don't know. But since it is a collab, we'll lean into the collab and say it's definitely a combination of these two breweries working together. And honestly, the stuff that I have from Tampa Brewing Company has been a little bit maltier. It's still really well done. I know that's a negative word when it comes to hazies, but still really good stuff and still really good hazies. So maybe, you know, a little genuine collab here. But back to the actual beer itself. You know, it comes off very spicy, very fun, not all that sweet. I don't know how many like super haze boys and hop thoughts are going to go freak out over this, but I dig this a lot. This is like, even though it's aggressive, spicy bittering, this is something I could drink a couple cans of in a sitting because it's not that sweet. Very impactful. Drinking all that all of that 8%. And just a really cool combination of malts and hops in a new school style. A lot of old school fuckduggery in a very new school kind of format. I dig this. I gotta find out more about these anchovy hops. I think that's the thing that's really kind of throwing me for a loop here. And if this is what it shows, this spice, I can see some really fun, cool combinations with this beer. But yeah, again, it could just be a jacked up on steroids Amarillo. But I think this anchovy hop is the bulk of this mysterioso-ness that's going on with this beer. But yeah, I dig this. Mouth feels great. Beer's great. Is it going to Mount Rushmore status for me? No. It's on the outside looking in. It's up there. It's tasty. It's fun. It's one of the funner hazies I've had as late. Oh, fruit fly. Oh, fruit fly. I will kill your fruit fly. I got him. Anyway, I live on a farm. And, yeah, so as far as new school hazies go, it's definitely one of the funner ones we've had. So yeah, Mount Rushmore says, just on the outside looking in, value and availability. Hopefully this is, you know, in today's beer world, 16, 18 bucks. And leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like new school hazies, you're not afraid of undersweetness, and you like a little spice in your life. A little bit of spiciness. If you dig on rye IPAs, I think you really dig on this. So if you really dig on new school hazies, you like rye IPAs, it's kind of somewhere meeting in the middle. You dig on this. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. Down there if you want to talk about it. Hop Butcher. Have you been to the brewery? Have you had their beers? What's your favorite beer? Tampa Bay Brewing Company, same thing. Been there, had their beers. What's your favorite beer? Have you had this beer? All that fun stuff down there. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of collab goodness right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.